But on our police department, there has been incidences of what would be called racism. That because somebody is black, or because they're from a certain culture, or because they're from this background, they're seen as being less capable of doing this job. And especially when their way of doing the job has to do with helping people in their own culture. This ain't coming out right, so we'll try to explain it. I'll give you the instance that happened to me, and this is a story that I'll tell. When I was on break-in, what's called break-in, and that is right after you graduate the police academy, you get put with a field training officer, and that field training officer is responsible for training you in the field, taking the information, knowledge, and exercises that you had in the police academy and making them practical in the field. So when you go to a field training officer, you're getting further trained, and just to be able to do the job well. Got somebody coming down the street giving me some nice lighting. Okay, so this ramble is going on and on, but whenever you think about it, a field training officer, when I think about it, field training officers should still be training. Well, my field training officer did not actively train me as much as he evaluated me. And early on in my break-in period, there was one incident where we went to a disturbance call, and this call was in an area that I grew up in, close to where I grew up, specifically with people that I grew up around. Not specific people, I didn't know the people that were there. There was only one guy there. I don't remember his name, but I remember he was born in 1933. So 10 years ago or so, 9.5 years ago, this man was whatever age that is when you're born in 1933. Not young by any means. And he was pretty fit, kind of he was lean. So he looked like he was a strong older man. And so, yeah, old people hurt people too. So one of the biggest aspects of when you come out of the academy and get on break-in and get off of break-in is officer safety. They want you to be safe. Really, they don't want you to become a liability, and they want you to be able to do the job in a way that's beneficial for everybody. You can't do that if you're not being safe yourself. So we have a certain way of standing, a certain way of engaging people. And so I was in that certain way talking to this man, and he was upset about the situation. So he was kind of waving his arms up and down when he was talking, like, and that woman this, and this woman that, and blah, blah, whatever he was saying. And so I start to address him, just like this: sir, you know, if you're gonna talk to me, I need you to calm down. That's all I said. By the time those words finished coming out of my mouth, my FTO had grabbed this man's arm and was wrestling him to the ground. They went about, 10, 15 feet over from me into the grass and ended up on the ground, rolling around a little bit. I'm standing there confused because I'm like, what just happened? Why is this man getting put on the ground? I think similarly the old man was too. And so I just kind of was not engaging. I was like, what's going on? Did I miss something? What happened? So then my FTO looks up at me and he says, so aren't you going to help me get him in cuffs? Well, all right, yeah. So I go over, help him get him in cuffs. Long story short, this guy has a $150 warrant, I think. So after he gets him in cuffs and all that, we run him in the computer system, and he has a little warrant. That warrant was for $150, something that for the most part we wouldn't even pay attention to at that time unless there was other circumstances. And to show you how insignificant it was, we took this guy and booked him in. The station was about 6 blocks away, I think. How you doing?
Look, he's FaceTiming.
And when we took him in, my FTO ended up just signature bonding him, which meant he signed for his warrant and then sent him walking back home. Next thing I know, I'm in my